Greetings and God bless. Sorry about the filming there. I just wanted to kind of pose a question. So I use Craigslist for to search for housing and to do ride shares. And if I'm selling bricks on Craigslist or buying, a table, everything's fine. But whenever I'm posting an ad to get a ride or looking for places to move, and this has been nationally, I've looked everywhere in the nation, and people are doing human trafficking. So there'll be ads where a guy's like, a free room for a woman, and I posted an ad. I posted an ad just recently for a ride, and people are like, "Send a picture. Hey, do you want to fool around?" And I'm like, I'll help pay for gas. I'm just looking for a ride." And this is like August 2022, and people who have a car, people who have stability and abundance, God bless them, praise the Lord that they have this, but some of us don't. And a lot of times it's women, and I would say maybe of a certain age, but young women for sure are very targeted in this kind of institutional way. Even I was looking at this membership for a club, and they had like a free membership for people for women under 26 or something like that, and I was just like, it just seemed like a human trafficking situation. But excuse me, somebody's cooking with chilies and just got to me. Sorry about that. So what I'm saying is that there's this new level of creepy troll that's out there, and there so many are trolling the housing and the rides on Craigslist. And for years ago, people were saying how Craigslist was so dangerous and psychotic and stuff like that, and I'm like, I've always used it, generally found it to be okay. But I think past I mean so I don't use it every week, every day. I'll go for a year or two without using it, but I must say, since maybe the past 6 months that I've been really trying to find things on Craigslist, like there is such this trolling, promiscuous mentality where these guys are just like, "Oh, you want to have sex with me? I've got a car. You want to have sex with me? I've got shelter. You want to have sex with me? Don't you want to have sex with me?" Like it's just, what is this mentality? Like who? Like how do these people? How are there's so many of them and they have no conscience? It's like monsters, And when I was a little kid, I was always I was scared of men because they were monstrous, especially when you're little and you're told to be polite and respect your elders and just respect other people who don't respect you. Terrible, terrible. Like, don't teach your children to respect bad people. Don't teach your children to be obedient to abusers, to molesters and stuff. But anyway, yeah, like like it's just horrible. And the thing is, if these guys are looking for just anybody to have sex with them, go to the personal ads. Like there's people who want to do that, so just go there. um why, like, what really upsets me is, like, I'm just trying to find an ad, and I'm just trying to find a house or a rental or a ride, and there's so much like programming to sell your body, to use your body to get housing, to get a ride. It's just like, it's so sad. And the thing is like, I can afford to take Greyhound somewhere, which is kind of a nightmare because they don't stop, they don't clean out the toilets. You're in a room, a bus full of stinky sewage. They have those stickers on the window, so you can't even see out the window on Greyhound. Or Trailways or whatever bus it is, Jefferson. um, so they may, and then the bathrooms don't necessarily work in the bus. They're not necessarily open at the station. The station's not necessarily open. There's not enough seating at the station when you're waiting at your 6 hour layover. The drivers are not showing up for their ride, so you have an 8 hour wait for a driver that should have showed up and they didn't. I mean, like it is a nightmare to take Greyhound, but I've done it. But the thing is, Greyhound makes you go like 3 states in the opposite direction. So if you're trying to go to Chicago, they make you go, well, maybe not Chicago, but like let's say you're in Minneapolis, you have to, I mean, I don't know if you do, but just put in like going, leaving, like for me, South Dakota. So if I'm trying to go to Minneapolis, I have to go to Wyoming and Montana and North Dakota. I have to go, like, they make you go Nebraska. Like, you have to go all over here, spend 2 days in these states way out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, not in the middle of nowhere, but and then they go. So there's like no straight shot if you're trying to travel. So and then you're paying like quadruple, quintuple the amount that you probably should pay, if you're just trying to go a straight shot. But Amtrak has this like stupid, or not Amtrak, Greyhound has this really crazy bus thing, and I think they don't get enough maybe ridership, so they make you travel to 6 million different places. So they're charging you for that. So they kind of are making you buy stuff that you don't want. You didn't want to go to Montana and Colorado and North Dakota and Omaha, Nebraska, but they make you do that. It's just crazy. It's like I'm sure I've lost anybody who's listening to this because it doesn't make sense. But anyways, so I'm like, okay, let me do a Craigslist rideshare. But I put like up an ad, and I'm like, people are like, send me a picture, tell me more. I might be interested if you tell me about yourself. And I'm like, I'll pay you money. I just want to ride. And this has worked before. Like I've done this before, but it's like we've jumped the shark as humanity, and like, I mean, I don't know where, like, and trolls, like trolls are just, I mean, all ages. I mean, I've had like young guys make propositions, and I'm like, I'm old, like, you know. So, anyways, we are in these strange times, and you know, like people who drive, people who have a house and everything, and they just have no clue how hard it is when you don't have a car, when you don't know how to drive. It's like really, like the bottom feeders are really out there. Um, it's just really demoralizing. So, anyways, um, you know, like if guy wants to get whatever, like go to the personal ads. Don't target vulnerable, desperate people who need housing and who need a ride. It's just so despicable. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening. God bless.